Sean Dunagan, Senior Investigator for Judicial Watch. Sean, we welcome you to America's Forum.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss this with you.
So, Sean, take it from the top. Is this another case of Obama administration collusion with a sympathetic reporter to basically promote a smear job on this whistleblower?
Sure. Well, it certainly looks that way. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to read that article that Catherine Eban wrote about Mr. Dodson, but there clearly seems to be information contained in that report that came from his personnel file or came from someone within the Department of Justice that had knowledge of him personally. And that's information that should have been protected. So, the idea that information can be leaked when it's convenient to a compliant reporter, right, by an operative within the Department of Justice. But that same information, Mr. Dodson has been waiting for about a year and a half to get a response, to really get the documents and the information that was provided about him to that reporter. It's just outrageous, and it certainly seems that it is an effort to smear him if you read that article.
Sean, here's what the ATF whistleblower John Dodson had to say about his situation, quoting now, "For almost 2 years, the Obama Justice Department has stonewalled my efforts to receive information about me. It's disappointing that I have to sue to receive information about how my employer provided personal and confidential information about me to eager reporters willing to tell the administration side of the story." Sean, Judicial Watch seems to be equal opportunity in terms of Freedom of Information Act actions and a variety of court actions that you take. Your personal assessment as an investigator, has the Washington media by and large become an almost Orwellian, quote, ministry of truth for this administration when it comes to so many reporters so sympathetic to this president personally and to his agenda?
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. And we are equal opportunity offenders in that regard. We are not, we do not only go after Democratic administrations or Democratic politicians, but, the reality is this is a matter of transparency and openness in government. And we would be going after this just as hard if this were a Republican administration doing the exact same thing. But you're right. I mean, certainly it's been hard to get the media to really challenge and investigate what this administration is doing. They do seem tremendously compliant in that regard.
Well, thankfully, we're not the media. We're Newsmax, so we take a look at these things along with you, Sean, at Judicial Watch. Sean, I know you folks are looking at a lot of different things, but the breaking news today about the resignation of Eric Shinseki and whistleblowing within the VA. We take a look at what happened here with Fast and Furious and a reporter trying to smear a whistleblower there with uncomplimentary information about the Obama administration. Is there a chilling effect? In other words, could we expect the same reticence? Is this perhaps what prompted whistleblowers in the VA to be slow to pull out their whistles because of this kind of conduct within the executive branch?
I would certainly think so. There's even with the federal protections that do exist for whistleblowers within agencies, there's still an awful lot, unfortunately, that agencies can do to retaliate against whistleblowers. And that's really unfortunate because, having whistleblowers who are willing to stand up and go public and put their careers and reputations on the line to expose wrongdoing or malfeasance by their employer, it's critical to the operation of good government. And so, when the government does things like what they did to Mr. Dodson, it certainly has a chilling effect on anyone in any agency with regard to any issue that sees wrongdoing. They're going to think twice about coming forward, and that's really unfortunate. We do need, good and honest and dedicated federal employees to stand up and speak when they see their agency doing something that's illegal or wrong or wasteful.
Sean Dunagan, you are familiar with the ways of Washington. There is some suspicion that now that Eric Shinseki has stepped down, things within the vast bureaucracy of the VA return, sadly, to business as usual, more wait times, a failure to have systemic reforms. I don't know, but I've got more than a casual notion that you at Judicial Watch will be taking a look to see what information is available for follow-up from the VA. Can we expect something from your organization when it comes to the VA and scrutiny in the future?
Absolutely. We've already submitted a number of FOIA requests on that issue to look at wait times, to look at how those books were cooked, what the response was, when the administration really knew about this problem, because that's very unclear. There's some indication that the president himself knew about this before it came really to public awareness just in the last few weeks. So, yeah, we are absolutely looking at that. I do anticipate doing more requests, and I also anticipate, again, a great deal of stonewalling on the part of the administration and probably eventual lawsuits to try to get those documents from the VA and other departments.
It is very curious, Sean, because we hear our president say, gee, I saw this on the news, and yet with so many of the alphabet networks with their amen chorus for the Obama administration, one scarcely believes he hears a critical word at all about his performance in office, but so it goes. That's part of what transpires in Washington. Sean Dunagan, we appreciate your input both on this breaking news from Washington and also what you are working to get done on behalf of ATF whistleblower John Dodson and that very important Fast and Furious scandal. We look forward to having you back to update us on other actions from Judicial Watch.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, you hear what Judicial Watch is up to. What are you up to? Well, you've been commenting on the major stories of the day. We're going to get to your comments. And also, it might be a good time at this juncture to remind you how to comment. You can make use of social media. You can tweet us at Newsmax.com, #AmericasForum. And there's the all-reliable email. No stamp required, though believe it or not, there was a hoax when I was in Congress about that, but that's another story. The address, connect@NewsmaxTV.com. And there is Facebook.com/Newsmax. Back with your comments. Coming up next, it's your turn on America's Forum.